Hello everyone, in this video I'll be giving a boss guide for Adyr the Bereft Exile in Lords of the Fallen. So this boss is actually quite hard. You can only damage him by attacking the little NPCs here that have the long hair. They have the mark of a deer on them, so that's how you can tell that they're the ones that are going to trigger damage to his health bar. So this boss fight is really about just managing your own health bar and getting this done in a quick amount of time, since if you don't kill him quick enough, he's going to do an insta kill and it just completely ruins your experience with this boss fight. So try not to get that insta kill because it can be very frustrating. But I found the best strategy for this is to stay as mobile as possible, since a lot of these enemies are going to be leaving behind little fiery messes like that. You have to use the Umbral Lamp to get rid of the parasite there, and I would caution against standing in the fire because it can take away your health bar really quickly. So what I found to be the best strategy to use here is to actually use throwing items or any type of magic that your character might be using. The reason for this being is since it's going to be leaving behind that puddle of lava there, to avoid that happening, the best thing to do is use ranged weapons, so you don't even have to get in close to it. There's going to be a lot of Umbral parasites. I think there was around 6 or 7 whenever I did this boss fight, so be mindful of that. But using the enhanced bloody hatchet can pretty much one or two shot these enemies. So I think that that was kind of the best strategy to use here, is just use throwable items, because that's going to keep your health bar high. And as you can see there, the health bar ticks down really quickly if you're getting damaged. So we obviously do not want that to happen. But it's about managing your health bar and avoiding a lot of these attacks. So they will be throwing those fireballs, which are pretty easy to dodge. But when they're coming from multiple angles and from behind, this becomes really difficult to not get hit by. But good time dodge rolls can help get you out of a lot of trouble. And staying as mobile as possible. That's why it's so important to use the throwing hatchets. As you can see, we cleared out the top area here, and most of them are gone, but you'll still get the occasional one that runs up there and can damage you. So just be mindful of where you're standing and try to be as on the go as possible to stay out of the way of these fireball attacks. The more mobile you are and the more hatchets you throw, the less likely you are to get damaged by this boss. So as you can see here, I just pulled out the hatchets and stayed away from the entire fire pit and the explosion it does after dying. This is crucial to staying alive for this boss fight, because if you get hit by a couple of those, you have to use your heal, and then you're pretty close to dying. So you only have a select number of heals in this game. You don't want to use them up too much during this fight. So you do have to get in close to some enemies, as they have the Umbral Parasite in a difficult position. The best strategy that I found for dealing with this is to use the pillars here to block the fireballs and kind of dodge out in and out of the way to keep yourself alive. This will prevent you from getting hurt with any of the fireball range attacks, but also let you get some sneaky attacks in that'll keep you alive. Again, this is really about keeping your own health bar high, as I found. It's not really a boss that just completely attacks you nonstop. There's mobs, and dealing with a mob boss anytime in the game, it's always about your own survival. So play it safer rather than trying to get as much damage in as humanly possible. The ones underneath the bridge I found are the ones underneath here are the hardest ones to deal with, as it's not the easiest to hit them. It's like you're going to throw a lot of items or use magic and miss quite often. So it's not that easy, but as long as you're staying mobile and running around, you should be fine. But watch out, he does charge up that attack there that will insta kill you. So just be mindful. You do have to complete this. I think it's like under 5 minutes or something. I'm not entirely sure, but I know a lot of people are complaining on a previous video about that, so I just wanted to address it. You do have to run through this boss fight relatively quickly in order to survive. But it all comes down to staying mobile, using throwing items or magic to keep your health bar high. And then when you see the ones with the Umbral Parasites, find a strategic place to get in and remove the Umbral Parasite with. As you can see there, I'm trying to use the pillars to my advantage to stay away from it, and it worked pretty well. You can actually dodge the fireball attacks by strafing to the side too, so that makes this a lot easier. But once you take down those final enemies, you'll be able to take down Adyr the Bereft Exile really easy, almost like a cheese strategy here, but that's how you do it. Thank you so much for watching.